Hi, welcome to Must Watch Movie channel. We hope you like. Before we begin, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our future videos. Storyline. The story begins in a big city. Here, a woman named Sarah worked as a couples therapist. Only married couples came to see Sarah. They would share their marital problems with her, and she would advise them and help resolve their issues. Meanwhile, a young man named Harry visited a woman named Eva. Eva, who was married, was having an affair with him and had invited him to her house. Eva first made Harry feel comfortable and then started taking out his water. While doing so, they began recording videos together. At the same time, a young man named John was talking to his family. John was Sarah's son, and her husband's name was Norman. John told Sarah that his lover was coming over to their house. Sarah didn't like hearing this because John frequently brought new girls home. However, Norman had no issue with it, so he allowed John to invite the girl. Meanwhile, Harry finished playing games with Eva. Eva then asked him about the video they had recorded. Harry assured her that he would send her a private link to the video, but warned her not to share it with anyone. Just then, Eva heard the sound of her husband's car pulling up. Panicking, she told Harry to leave immediately. Soon after, Eva's husband Vince entered the house. Fortunately, Harry had already left, so Vince remained unaware of what had happened. Meanwhile, Sarah finished getting ready and approached her husband, Norman. She wanted to spend some exciting time with him, but Norman's attention was on his phone. That's why Sarah went to sleep feeling sad. The next day, when Vince arrives at the office, he notices his employees watching a video on the internet. They are watching the same video in which Harry is having fun with Eva. Seeing the video, Vince loses his temper. He orders everyone to get back to work immediately. A little while later, Eva calls Harry and tells him, "Our video has been uploaded on the internet, and I just found out that Vince has seen it too. I trust you, but I have no idea how it got online. Maybe I made a mistake while watching it. Vince could kill both of us. You should leave this city and run away." Hearing this, Harry starts preparing to flee. That night, as soon as Vince comes home, he begins interrogating Eva. Eva lies to him saying, "Harry was my new friend. He drugged me and recorded the video without my knowledge." Vince believes her and decides to teach Harry a lesson. Meanwhile, Sarah also gets ready and goes to Norman. She has been longing for intimacy for days and wants to be close to Norman. But once again, Norman makes an excuse about being tired. Disheartened, Sarah goes to sleep in another room. Norman pays no attention to her, leaving Sarah with no choice but to play alone herself. The next day, Norman gets ready to leave for a 7-day trip. Sarah doesn't care about his departure because he hasn't even fulfilled her desires. A little while later, Harry arrives at Sarah's house. He tells her, "I'm an old friend of John's." At that moment, Sarah's son John also arrives and tells her, "Harry is my old and very good friend. He wants to be a therapist, so I invited him to stay at our house." Sarah has no problem with Harry staying, so she allows him to move in. Later, Sarah is in her office when Harry comes to meet her. He starts asking her for information regarding therapy. So that she could also become a good therapist, Sarah was helping him. But Harry's attention was on her body. Anyway, Harry liked older women, which is why he was interested in Sarah. At night, while Sarah was in her room, she heard a noise. She quickly came out and saw Harry and John with their lovers, partying outside. Harry was with his lover Mona, while John was with his lover Rena. Sarah told them to keep quiet. She was about to go back to sleep, but once again, she heard voices. As soon as she stepped outside, she saw both boys playing games with their lovers. Seeing them enjoying themselves, she felt excited too. She also wanted to play, but her husband was away. The next morning, Harry was helping Sarah in the kitchen. He loved cooking, which is why he voluntarily came to assist her. Seizing the opportunity, he started playing games with Sarah. But as soon as he heard John's footsteps, he stopped. A little later, everyone was having breakfast. Sarah was already feeling thirsty, and Harry's actions had only intensified her thirst. Meanwhile, Vince instructed his men, "I want Harry at any cost." Later, Sarah was in her office when she received a call from Norman. He told her, "It will take me 2 more days to come back." At that moment, Norman was with a girl named JC as he was having an affair with her. JC worked in Norman's office, which is why Sarah knew her as well. In the evening, Sarah was at home when John arrived. First, he gave her a birthday gift. Then he said, "I have arranged a party so you can celebrate your birthday properly." Hearing John's words, Sarah felt very happy. After a while, she got ready and stepped in front of all the guests. Everyone first celebrates Sarah's birthday, and then they start singing and dancing. In the middle of the celebration, Sarah goes upstairs first, followed by Harry. Soon, both of them enter a room and played games with each other. After playing, they come back downstairs and continue dancing. Meanwhile, Norman arrives home. He wanted to surprise Sarah, which is why he had lied about arriving 2 days later. The next day, Sarah goes to her office and starts working. Meanwhile, Vince is still searching for Harry, determined to kill him. At the same time, Harry is with JC, the same JC with whom Norman was having an affair. JC asks Harry, "Did you play games with Sarah?" Harry replies, "Now we need to make a video of Sarah too." Harry was ready to film the video, which made JC happy. In reality, Harry would trap married women and secretly record videos of them. JC would then buy these videos from him and sell them on the internet. They had deceived several women like Eva before, and now their next target was Sarah. That night, Norman tries to get close to Sarah, but she makes an excuse, saying she is too tired. The next day, Harry starts fulfilling Sarah's desires, secretly recording a video of her in the process. The following day, a parcel arrives at Norman's house. He opens it and begins watching its contents. When Sarah returns home, Norman shows her the video, revealing her moments with Harry. After playing the footage, he says, "You shouldn't have done this with John's friend." Defending herself, Sarah replies, "I have needs too, and you never bothered to fulfill them." Hearing this, Norman is furious but quickly regains his composure. Sarah clarifies, "You never paid attention to me. That's why I got lost. If you had cared for me, I would never have gone near Harry." Norman didn't agree with her, so he decided to stay in another room. Meanwhile, Vince arrived at Mona's house and started asking her about Harry. At the same time, Harry reached Sarah's house. As soon as he arrived, he tried to play with her. Just then, Norman came out and started hitting him. John also rushed out to help his father. Together, they threw Harry into the pool. John shouted, "Get out of my house right now. You don't deserve to be my friend because you're a big cheater." Witnessing the drama at Sarah's house, she felt deeply saddened. A while later, when Harry went to Mona's house, Vince attacked him as soon as he arrived. He had been searching for Harry for days, and today he finally caught him. He wanted to shoot him but then paused and said, "I don't want to go to jail for killing an insect like you." Saying this, he walked away. Meanwhile, Norman realized his mistake. He apologized to Sarah and hugged her. A few days later, everything was fine between them. Norman understood that he had betrayed his wife and that's why fate had betrayed him too, misleading Sarah. He realized he needed to take care of her and make things right. As for Harry, he finally realized that in his greed for money, he had been ruining people's lives. So, he chose to live an honest life and abandoned his wrongdoings. With that, this story comes to an end.